Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about a mixture of subjects, a little bit of music, art and history. Firstly, we're going to talk about a British artist called Peter Blake. He was born in Kent, which is in England, in 1932. In the 1950s, he was part of a group of young artists who started painting pictures and making sculptures about modern and current things, such as films, books and pop music from his time. This was quite different from older artists who usually made art about things from the past. He did this to show people everyday things could be art. However, he also looked to famous painters like William Blake, who had lived about 250 years before Peter Blake, for inspiration for his work. In the 1960s, Peter Blake worked with a pretty famous band called the Beatles. In 1967, he designed the cover art for their popular album, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. It is argued that the cover is the most popular one ever designed. It has 88 people on the cover. Now, this is where the history comes in. During World War I, which happened between the years 1914 to 1918, the British Navy used to paint their ships with wacky patterns. This was known as Camouflage. One of the artists, which some say came up with the idea, was called Norman Wilkinson. He said that the aim of the design was not to hide the ship, but to confuse whoever was after it, so they might miss if they were going to attack it. It was so popular that the USA adopted a similar approach. Now, this is where Peter Blake comes in. In 2015, he released a new art project. There is a city in England called Liverpool, and they run a boat to connect the city to the docks which across the River Mersey. Liverpool asked Peter Blake to design a modern version of the Dazzle camouflage on the boat which is used between the dock and the city. Peter Blake was asked to do this because it was 100 years since World War I was happening. This project was to honour the memory of those who used the original Dazzle camouflage boats and all those in the war. If you do go to Liverpool, you'll see the boat on the Mersey, and with its bright colours, it's hard to miss. For our daily task, have a look at Peter Blake's designs. Try and design your own Dazzle camouflage boat. Draw the boat's outline and then your patterns. Remember the bright colours. I'll leave an example of an outline of a ship that you might use at the end of this video. Get an adult to let me know how you get on in the comments. Here's an example of how you might draw your outline. Thanks so much for watching. I hope your learners have fun designing their boats. My personal tutoring link and Twitter are down below. Thanks again, and remember to take some time for yourself in this crazy world.